Hi everyone, I'm Marissa Sarbak. Welcome to The Buzz, Newsday's weekly series covering the hottest trends in music, movies, television, and so much more. Joining us today on The Buzz, Broadway star and Long Islander Seth Rudetsky and his husband, producer James Wesley. Seth and James, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi. Hi, Long Island.
Hi.
We're so excited to have you with us. And I know we're talking a lot about Broadway today because the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the arts immensely. In particular, we've really noticed it in the form of Broadway here in New York. So you both have come up with a very cool idea to live stream a series with different celebrities and guests, all to help out actors who are struggling during this time. So can you tell us exactly how you came up with the concept for Stars in the House?
Yes, but I want to just qualify it. It is for something called the Actors Fund, but it's not just for actors. It is for anybody in the arts. So actors, singers, dancers, everybody backstage, ushers, anyone that works the camera, publicity, anyone who works in the arts can get help from the Actors Fund. And we knew people were going to be desperate for help because all income basically stopped last March. So we started this live show where we interview tons of celebrities and reunion shows
I mean, my gosh, the TV shows we've done, everything from Grey's Anatomy to ER only 2 weeks ago with George Clooney.
Frasier, Taxi, plus tons of Broadway show reunions, Cats, A Chorus Line, Jagged Little Pill. So we have these, basically it's a talk show at 8 p.m. Eastern that's live, and then it stays up online. People can watch it. They go to starsinthehouse.com, and while people are watching and enjoying it, it's not just chat. There's also a lot of live performing. People donate, and just from people donating, we don't have any corporate sponsors. We've raised how much money at this point?
We are at $900,000 raised for the Actors Fund and several $100,000 more for other charities like Waterkeeper Alliance, which is why we had the ER reunion a few weeks ago.
So we've been doing it since last March, and we're going to keep doing it until theater comes back. Even though it's not just for theater, that's been our goal, to keep doing it until theater comes back all over the country.
Do you think that a lot of this has been donations from celebrities who are really impressed with what you're doing, or do you think it's average people out there?
That's been the amazing thing, is it's the average viewer is probably, I think the average donation is about $40 from all over the country, every state, all over the world.
We have people from Ireland, Germany, Russia. I mean, people watch all over. It's not been
no corporations.
Yeah, it's not been for celebrities. Celebrities have been amazing, and they've done our show. And we've had a lot of celebrities actually say, "I'll match tonight's show."
Right.
But it's been really from just people that feel bad that all these artists are unemployed. We have an amazing fan base, and they keep sending in money. We can't believe that.
We're still amazed.
Yeah, that people are still sending money. It's incredible.
I can imagine it was no easy feat for the two of you as well, because you've been working on this for over a year now. You must put in a lot of time and energy to coordinate each episode.
Yeah, you know what? That hasn't really gotten easier. The one thing that James figured out is oftentimes we'll get one big star, like for Desperate Housewives we knew Marsha Cross. She came on the show and she got her fellow Desperate Housewives, and then she said, I was also on Melrose Place. Do you want that cast? And we're like, yes, we do. So we'll kind of get one star to get their cast together.
And Dana Delaney, who was on Desperate Housewives, was like, okay, I can do China Beach. So we were like, great, let's do China Beach. So that's sort of how it's been.
That's been good. But we have, I mean, this is our guest room. This is dedicated to a studio. And then our other room, which is our office for writing, that James has this giant board where every single day is marked off of who the next guest is. So it is a lot of work, but I mean, we have to do it. I mean, people are really struggling. The Actors Fund gives money. It's basically for people's rent, for their grocery bills, and for their medical
insurance.
Health insurance. I mean, people are desperate, man.
What has been the reaction from the people that you're helping who benefit from this Actors Fund?
Well, we read letters on occasion from people who are receiving these grants, and a lot of them say, if it weren't for the Actors Fund, I would not have been able to pay my rent. I mean, they literally say, you paid my rent for this month, or paid for my food, like Seth was saying.
You've taken a huge load off my shoulders. And what's also incredible is when we do these big reunions, because the Actors Fund has been around for 100 years, we find that these huge stars have used the Actors Fund. For instance, in Grey's Anatomy, Chandra
Wilson, that's right. Before Grey's Anatomy, she went to the Actors Fund for help. Jimmy Smits, when we had LA Law on, he talked about the Actors Fund has a shoe fund for actors to get basically nice shoes, so when they go on auditions, they look good.
Yeah.
And he'd use their shoe fund. I mean, there's been quite a few actors that will say, Mackenzie Phillips, when we had a One Day at a Time reunion with Norman Lear and Valerie Bertinelli, talked about how the Actors Fund really helped her when she was down and out.
Yeah, and it helps them become the successful actors and actresses they are now, or whatever, producers, wherever they are in their field.
Right. It keeps them in the arts, because if not, you have to quit the arts. If you can't afford to live, you become another career. We never would have had Chandra Wilson on Grey's Anatomy if the Actors Fund hadn't paid her rent that month. I totally agree with you.
Wow. And isn't that weird to think about? The show just wouldn't have been the same without her.
No. Although a little fun side story, which I found out from doing the Grey's Anatomy reunion, the other person up for Chandra Wilson's role, not quite the same type, Kristen Chenoweth. It was between her and Kristen Chenoweth. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Sandra
that's not
got
what
it.
I would have pictured.
I know. I guess it was a high soprano role at first.
Well,
Wow.
or someone short.
Yeah, well, that was the one given. Short. The rest is different.
I love that. How has it been for both of you? You both have careers in the arts and Broadway in some way, shape, or form. How has it been working for you on something that's like a creative outlet like this while the theatrical world is essentially on pause?
Well, we've been working together on benefit concerts around the country and on Broadway and recording since 2015. So for us, this was just an extension of what we already do, wouldn't you say?
After the Orlando shooting, post-nightclub shooting, we came out with a recording of What the World Needs Now Is Love to raise money for them. We've done a lot of fundraising for foster children.
For You Gotta Believe, right?
So it's For You Gotta Believe, which, by the way, is the only organization in New York that helps older foster youth find homes. So this is just very normal for us. But yes, doing it every day. I mean, usually we have one big concert maybe once a month. And this is like it just never ends. But at the same time, what else would we be doing? I mean, I'm on Sirius XM radio every day. I have a gig, but still this gives us a focus. I think we would have actually sunk into a depression if we didn't have something like this to focus on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot because a lot of people are just kind of floating around wondering what to do right now. In terms of theater, I mean, do you think the pandemic has done irreversible damage or do you think it will bounce back?
Hopefully people get it together if they realize if here's the thing, they have to learn from their mistakes. And we're really hoping that Broadway theaters redo the ventilation systems because this is not a once in a 100-year experience, which obviously it is, but it's going to happen again. And if they don't have the good ventilation, everything's going to have to get shut down. So hopefully they're going to learn from what happened. So it's not irreversible, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we are talking about the performing arts coming back, theaters opening. You know, we're getting closer as we head into the summer here or further into the spring right now. So when things reopen, what will both of you be seeing for your first show?
Oh my gosh, what are we going to be seeing? It's so funny. I don't really think that way. I more think about once it reopens, we run a Broadway cruise. We can finally be. That's what we're excited about. We can actually relax on our cruise. That's more exciting for us than seeing a show. It's like I want to be in my delicious cabin with a balcony doing Broadway shows on a cruise.
Okay, what show on a cruise then?
Oh, well, you know what? That's a stupid thing for me to say because we put on our own shows on the cruise. I guess if we come back to Broadway, I guess we'd have to see our good friend Rob McClure in Mrs. Doubtfire that had just begun previews when everything shut down. So we love him so much.
And Abby Mueller, part of the company of Six that was just about to open on Broadway. We want to go support her.
I mean, it's got our good friend Jennifer Samard, who started in Disaster on Broadway. She's one of the stars of the company. Basically, every single new show we're going to have to see. I don't think we saw any new show. So we're going to see everything on Broadway. But that still is not the same thing as relaxing on a cruise.
I get that. But to me, I'm excited for Broadway to reopen. I just want to see the original favorites, you know?
What do you mean, like Phantom and Wicked?
Maybe.
That's fine. That's great. No,
that sounded like a judgy tone, though. I don't know.
No, I wasn't sure what you meant by original favorites. You mean you want to go to the shows at like Chicago, like the old Chestnuts?
Before. I want to see them again. I really do.
Are you kidding? We're going to have a couple of Elphabas on the show in a few weeks. Stephanie J. Block and Lily Cooper.
Yeah, we're going to have an Elphaba reunion.
Yeah, we love Wicked.
Oh, yeah. No, I love Wicked. I know what you meant by original favorites. I'm like, yeah. But I totally agree. You want to see like comfort food. You want to see the musicals that made you feel good to go, my God, Broadway is back.
It really is
it's
back.
Been a long time. It really has been. Now, Seth, I know you are both in the city right now, but you're a native Long Islander. As the summer approaches, any favorite beaches or spots on the island you would share with people?
I was obsessed with going to, I guess it was Long Beach, because you could take a train that goes right to Long Beach, and then you literally just exit Long Island Railroad and you're at Long Beach. So I was obsessed with that. However, I would say my friends and I would often try to sneak into a beach. I don't know why we were always trying to sneak into beach clubs and we were always getting busted. Like once in a blue moon we get in, but it was a lot of like, sir, you have to leave. So in one sense, I love the beach, but also I just remember a lot of almost maybe being thrown in jail.
Good memories, I guess.
Let's just say mixed bag. But I did. It was also in the old days, in the 80s, when you would just put baby oil on, when you would try to actually get skin cancer. I don't know what I was thinking, but I do miss those days of just trying to make myself look as wrinkled and horrible as possible. I didn't know back then.
Yeah, nobody did. Seth Rudetsky and James Wesley, thank you so much for your time and all of the laughs. It's been so great having you both on.
Back at you, Marissa. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. For more on Seth Rudetsky, James Wesley, and other Buzz guests, head on over to newsday.com/thebuzz. All episodes of James and Wesley's Stars in the House can be found anytime on YouTube or at starsinthehouse.com. For Newsday's The Buzz, I'm Marissa Sarbak.